Hey, Darren Mangum here, a securities lawyer with the law firm of Mangum and Associates. Thanks for watching my YouTube channel. I do like to hop on now and again to talk about different things happening in the news, especially when it comes to SEC investigations, especially controversial ones. I did get on, probably was it last year, talking about the Mormon Church and his investigation of the Mormon Church. This one involves the Church of Scientology, which I honestly know very little about, but apparently it's being run out of the Chicago office. And, there's been a lot of these new stock exchanges, the Texas Stock Exchange, a few other stock exchanges that are trying to shake up the monopoly that the NYSE and the NASDAQ have in the stock exchange market. This is, I guess, Dream Exchange. It's a stock exchange that was founded to obviously compete. And apparently there was the founder of the Dream Exchange had made a donation to the Church of Scientology from a holding company that he owns, the parent company, right? Dream Exchange. Well, I guess the funds had been, the allegations show, it says financial records show that funds were moved from Dream Exchange LLC into an account owned by a parent company owned by the chief executive, Joe, I think I'm pronouncing that right, which then turned around and made donations to Scientology affiliated organizations, right? The Church of Scientology says the church doesn't engage in any business activities and accused the Wall Street Journal of targeting its believers. So who knows really what happened there? And I guess, the whole idea is not, there's nothing really wrong with it. I would just, how does this relate to me and you or clients of the firm? Obviously, you're free to make donations, charitable organizations, to churches, different organizations like that. It seems like the problem is don't do it from a parent company or a company affiliated with your deal that's raising capital, because then it crops up. Like, for example, if I made a donation, obviously my law firm's we're not raising capital, but if we were, I would never make a donation. Well, yeah, I guess if I did make a donation and I did it in my law firm's name, and I'm raising capital, I would need to disclose that to investors, right? If there's some kind of tie or connection. Obviously business and church, religion doesn't really mix very well. So, and especially when you talk about different religious organizations that maybe some people might view as controversial. Again, I know nothing about Scientology at all. I'm certainly open to learning more about it, but regardless of what denomination it is, I would never advise a client to take money directly out of your parent company. I mean, if you wanted to pay yourself like a part of your salary, part of a distribution to yourself, right, for compensation. And then you go turn around, make a tithing donation to a church, to a charitable organization, knock yourself out, right? Because it's been accounted for properly. But when you start, especially when you're raising capital, you start maybe potentially using investor funds for that, or then that's when it gets into issues related to disclosure, right? And also affiliation, right? If there is any sort of, again, influence by the religious organization when you just have too close of a nexus. And obviously, the founder, the CEO, this Joe, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing his name right. But anyway, I mean, the fact that he's a Scientologist or believes in that's totally fine. That's your own personal business. But again, these are just allegations, potential allegations. This is an investigation. I don't think doesn't look like any lawsuit's been filed. It's just basically they're investigating based on a whistleblower complaint that the startup stock exchange had misappropriated investor funds, right? And so when they did look at the records, apparently they saw some transfers from the parent company to the Church of Scientology, right? So just remove it one step further, right? Totally fine if you wanted to personally do it. So if this Joe, if you were my client, I would have told you, hey, maybe. And again, who knows whether, I don't know. We don't really know exactly what's happened. A lot of this whistleblower said this, we don't really know what the facts are. And the Wall Street Journal is reporting on this. So I feel like I can comment on it, but just don't make a donation from your parent company or your corporate parent company to any sort of, even if it was like, Miracle Network or, some of the Shriners, whatever it is, whatever charitable organization, whether it's religious or not, don't do it from your corporate. I mean, you could do it from corporate funds, but if you do, you better make sure you disclose it to your investors or disclose it as part of your plan.